Bella Racelis, and I'm here with Oxecure and Watsons today to talk about puberty and hormonal acne for the fourth and final episode of Oxecure Skincare Saturdays. And I'm here with Dr. Gail again, and if you guys aren't familiar with her yet, lagot. Joke lang, guys. She's actually a board certified dermatologist at Derm HQ and Boutique MD, and a content creator as well on Instagram and YouTube, where she gives you expert advice on your skin. So if you guys want to follow her on Instagram, it's at Irene Gale. Hello po, Dr. Gale. Glad to have you back.
Hi, Bella. Nice to see you again. Another exciting episode today. So everyone keep watching.
Yes, for those of you na hindi nakapanood ng last three episodes of Oxecure Skincare Saturdays, you guys can still watch them on Oxecure and Watson's Facebook pages. But for everyone watching right now, I'm really excited to have you join me and Dr. Gail today because we'll all get to learn more about puberty and hormonal acne. Like they're super different from each other kasi and meron ding mga tips on what you can do to help control it using Oxycure's advanced skincare solutions. And I've been a huge fan of Oxycure since 2020. Like, as I said from the previous episode, I had a major breakout during the start of quarantine. And one of the products that really saved my skin is the Oxycure facial liquid cleanser. Like, if you guys have watched my quarantine skincare routine, then you guys would know. And my skin has become so much better, but every now and then I still get pimples due to stress or wearing too much makeup and all that. And since then my go-to spot treatment has been the Oxycure Acne Clear Powder Mud. And I'm just super happy na I always have Oxycure products to use whenever I have a sudden breakout. But anyway, before we get started, I hope you guys can watch until the end because I will be having a giveaway and we will be giving out one Acne Solutions complete starter kit to each three winners. Plus, good news, you guys. Oxycare will also be giving a 15% off voucher code that you can use at watsons.com.ph and at all Watson stores to buy your new go-to skincare solutions. So guys, don't forget to comment down below yung mga questions nyo. And more comments means more chances of winning our giveaway later on. But of course, at the same time, more questions also mean more learning for us today. Okay, so let's start. Dr. Gail, I'm super excited that you're here with me because and I'm sure a lot of the viewers right now, have so many questions about acne during our teen and adult years. And I'm sort of in the middle since I'm already 19. It's my last year of being a teen, basically, and I've broken out since. And as I've mentioned nga before, I started getting bad breakouts when I was around 15 or 16. And since then, I've been looking for the right products for my skin because until now, I still get pimples once in a while. So, can you discuss po why acne usually develops when someone hits puberty?
Oo, 'di ba? So yung mga nanood last episode, in a nutshell, you remember that acne is thought to be caused by overactive oil glands in the skin and then leading to buildup of oil, dead skin cells, and proliferation ng Cutibacterium acnes, which eventually leads to inflammation, redness, and swelling of your pimples. Ngayon, hormones play a big factor in acne formation. And pag nagiging ano ka na, when you hit your puberty years or teenage years, magkakaroon talaga ng spike in the hormones. And because of that, biglang parang, di ba, ikaw, Bella, I don't know, kasi ang ganda ng skin mo ngayon. So, parang wala kang traces of acne. But, I don't know, maybe it's the products that you're using. But, usually, once you start getting your period in girls, and then yung boys, once, parang they start getting taller, doon din nagsastart lumabas yung mga blackheads, whiteheads, and, acne lesions. And that is largely because of their hormones.
But why is it po that some people don't get acne at all when they're teenagers, pero pagtanda nila, when they're already adults, they suddenly get pimples?
Oo. So, for the most part, yung cause ng teenage and adult acne, same lang naman siya. So, ganun pa rin yan, increased oil production, pores becoming clogged and sticky, bacterial inflammation. But in adulthood kasi, there are many other factors that come into play. So, di ba, well, apart from hormones, stress also plays a big factor. Menstrual cycle in women, all of which can influence oil production. hair products, skincare products, makeup, all of which can clog pores. Your diet can influence inflammation throughout the body, use of medications, corticosteroids, medication like mga lithium, ganyan.
Mhm.
And endocrine disorders. And in women, again, pregnancy, menopause, yan yung mga possible causes talaga. So, same lang sila ng pathophysiology if you think about it. But in adult kasi, there are other factors that come into play. So, kaya nagkakaroon pa rin ng pimples yung adults kahit matanda na sila.
You've also mentioned po yung pinaka-common na reason why people break out is they have oilier skin types, so they're more prone to acne. So, do a lot of teens have oilier skin po? If the teen lived in a drier climate though, would he or she still be prone to breaking out?
Sobrang good question yan because I am sure that some of you, for example, when you travel in a colder climate, mapapansin niyo parang, uy, parang mas maganda yung skin ko, di ba?
Opo, yeah.
Because heat and humidity talaga can trigger excessive sweat and oil production which can later on lead to breakouts. But, ano din yun eh, parang iba din yun. Meron din siyang disadvantage sometimes if you're in a cold country. Kasi because nga sobrang dry and lamig, sometimes naman our skin tends to hold on to moisture such that mas nagkakaroon ng parang clogging and naiipit yung mga oils, ganun. So, ano yan eh, parang dalawa-dalawa yan. Minsan, if you live in a colder climate, meron ako mga patients who come from like, Korea or ganyan. Sabi na, Doc, ba't mas maganda yung balat ko dito sa Philippines kaysa sa andon? So, apart from the climate, meron individual factors na nag-come into play din your practices, like for example, your what wash you use. Kasi di ba sometimes when we're in the Philippines and oily ka, we're tempted to use yung mga sobrang drying cleansers. And that's also not good. Whereas when you're in a colder climate naman, you're tempted to use like very thick moisturizers. So apart from the weather, yung mga ginagamit mo and your habits and your lifestyle also can affect yung pagkakaroon ng pimples.
Thank you so much for clearing that up, Dr. Gail. I've also heard some stories about people breaking out at like 8 or 9 years old. Is it because they're already going through puberty po ba? Or is it something else?
Yes, meron din ako mga konti lang naman, a few patients of mine who started reaching puberty at an early age. So, may mga nag-mens na nag-girls at 9. And yon tama ka, yung mga nagkakaroon ng acne at such a young age, maaga silang nag-puberty. And actually, kawawa nga yung iba because, di ba usually you get your acne around your teens, so 12, 13. But when they get it early, parang sila lang yung sa mga friends nila, sila lang yung nagkakaroon ng ganon. So, it really affects their self-esteem. I've treated maybe a couple of patients na ganun. And okay naman. Nag-respond naman siya sa proper treatment.
Oh, okay. So, like right now, I'm sure na we have a lot of teen viewers today, and I just want to ask the kind of ingredients that they should look for to help control their acne, and what kind of skincare routine should they start with? Especially since they're pretty young pa, and some ingredients and products might be too harsh for their skin.
Yeah, so I'm going to give examples of ingredients that those with mild to moderate acne can use. Because other than that, meaning if meron silang moderate to severe acne, I really recommend that they consult an expert in skin like a board-certified dermatologist. But meron naman mga over-the-counter ingredients that they can use. So first, we have salicylic acid. So salicylic acid is an oil-loving anti-inflammatory ingredient that goes deep inside your pores to break down dead skin cells, and it clears out debris and dissolves keratin plugs and yung mga blackheads and whiteheads. So salicylic acid is great for individuals with oily and acne-prone skin. And I recommend using products containing 1 to 2% salicylic acid in any form that best suits your needs. Another ingredient naman is benzoyl peroxide. So benzoyl peroxide also has comedolitic effects as well as anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. Kaya lang ang problem na with benzoyl peroxide is that it can be irritating to some, and when you use it tapos dumikit siya sa mga damit mo or sa towel, sometimes nakaka-stain siya. And usually that leads to poor compliance. Another ingredient is sulfur. So when I was a resident, I would see this being prescribed by older consultants. Sulfur is a keratolytic kasi, and it also is known to have antifungal and antibacterial properties. It helps control oil production and can benefit individuals with mild acne. It can be used alone, and sometimes pwede rin siya combine with other ingredients like your salicylic acid. Dami ko sinabi, I'm sorry.
No, thank you so much, Dr. Gail. We've learned a lot about that. And if you guys are looking for cleansers, I highly recommend the Oxecure Facial Liquid Cleanser. It actually has sulfur to help control acne-causing bacteria and excess sebum, but my skin never feels dry because it contains glycerin and propolis extract to make it more nourishing. And for spot correctors naman, the Acne Clear Potion is the best if you want to reduce the size, the color, and depth of your active pimples, as in the big red ones with the white in the middle, and in as fast as 6 hours. And the acne clear powder mud naman for those annoying small acne bumps, post acne marks, blackheads, and whiteheads. And aside from acne, though, Dr. Gail, post acne marks is another major issue for teens and even adults. So I even experienced this a lot. So what are your tips for helping get rid of those?
Yun. So, tama ka again, Bella. Most individuals who experience acne, they also experience yung consequence of healing and inflammation, which are called post-acne marks. For me kasi, dalawa kasi yan eh. It's either, when you talk about marks, it's either the brown or the red, di ba? For me kasi, prevention is always better than cure. So, for example, if you want to prevent having dark marks, it's advisable to practice consistent and proper sun protection using sunscreens that are broad spectrum with an SPF of 30 or PA++ or higher, and to use protective clothing as well as seeking shade. Kasi when we don't expose ourselves to the sun, hindi magkakaroon ng melanin sa skin natin and hindi magkakaroon ng pigmentation. Okay, when it comes naman to redness, we know that redness is caused by inflammation. And if you minimize inflammation or prevent, having really big pimples, mami-minimize din yung pagkakaroon ng red marks. But yon,
Mm.
of course, if they're already there are ingredients that are over the counter that you can use and makakatulong. For example, niacinamide, which is an ingredient that is very good in controlling both pigmentation and redness. And ingredients naman like your arbutin, your kojic acid, and licorice for controlling pigmentation. Oh, and before I
Mm.
forget, exfoliants such as your alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids will also help because pinapabilis nila yung pagpalit ng skin natin.
Oh, okay. There, guys, you heard it here. Always wear sunscreen and don't pick your pimples if you want to avoid those dark post acne marks. And actually, my favorite is the Oxycare Acne Sunscreen SPF 50 plus PA plus because it doesn't leave a white cast and it doesn't cause acne. Like I like this acne sunscreen because it protects my skin with the highest level of broad spectrum protection. And since it's an acne sunscreen, it doesn't break me out. And it's also super easy to bring along with you throughout the day, lalo na at we should reapply our sunscreen throughout the day. Pero sometimes if I pick my pimple and super dark yung post-acne mark, I reach for the Oxycure Acne Defense Pre-Bio Serum and super galing niya in 1 week or less, may nare-reduce na niya yung appearance ng dark marks ko. And for all of our viewers here who are like me and very prone to random acne breakouts and having dark spots, I highly recommend Oxycare sunscreen and the serum. And they're my go-to para ma-prevent yung acne marks from getting darker and helping visibly brighten them. And now that we've discussed acne during puberty, I'd like to ask you some questions about hormonal slash adult acne naman, Dr. Gail. Okay, so Dr. Gail, why do you think acne was often associated with one's teen years before? Like, I feel like kasi this caused an expectation that once we reach 20 and we're no longer teenagers, our acne suddenly stops. But that's not really the case, right? I'm 19 na, so malapit na akong umalis. Umalis talaga. Umalis sa teen years, but I still get breakout. So is it because of my hormones? Kaya ba tawag hormonal acne?
When it comes to acne kasi, di ba marami naman tayong hormones in the body. The main culprit is said to be testosterone and yung mga actually male hormones. But it doesn't mean that just because they're male hormones, we don't produce them as well in our body. And yung mga hormones na to, they increase pagdating mo ng puberty. And that's why, di ba, I don't know, ako in my practice, I noticed that yung mga males, they tend to have, somewhat worse acne, more oily skin than teenage girls. But this is also why when we get our period or when we have our menses or when we get pregnant eventually, nagkakaroon talaga ng spike. And yun na nga, isa sa mga concerns talaga yung tinatawag na hormonal acne. Totoo naman talaga yun because acne is really hormone related. Kaya yun. Pero it doesn't
Mm.
mean na just because you're over your teenage years, bumaba na yung hormones mo, it doesn't mean na you cannot have acne anymore. Um, yun na nga sabi ko, when you become an adult and, you experience, things in your life that um, can alter your hormones or hormonal balance, magkakaroon ka pa rin ng acne.
Oh, okay. So for all the women who are watching today naman, how does our period affect our skin? AKA, bakit pag malapit na kami magkaroon, we get acne?
So, ganun pa rin yun. Babalik pa rin tayo sa pagkakaroon ng elevated hormones. Totoo yan because even ako sometimes, ano naman throughout the month, I'm really clear. But may mga days talaga na parang, oh my God, biglang may lumabas. And then, a day later, okay, I got my period. So again, we go
Yeah.
back to the hormones. When we kasi experience our menses, nagkakaroon ng alteration in the levels. So tumataas yung mga androgens, again, testosterone, and even the other hormones that can stimulate oil production. And that can contribute to, again, piling up of dead skin cells, proliferation of your Cutibacterium acnes, and eventually yung inflammatory pimple.
Okay, so since we've discussed hormonal imbalances already, I wanted to ask about yung mga reproductive issues that we women can have, like yung mga PCOS and all that. Kasi diba, this can affect our skin too. So can you share more about how we can take care of our skin if we have hormonal issues like these?
Well, actually, very good question, Bella. For me, sinasabi ko kasi, for example, for women, hindi naman natin mapipigilan na hindi mag-menses, di ba? Kasi it's really part of, our lives. Kahit magkakaregla ka talaga every month or sometimes more, sometimes shorter. But ako, maybe what we can do is to avoid doing other activities that can contribute to increase hormones. For example, yung sleeping late. O ako, guilty ako niyan. Lagi ako late
Yeah.
matulog until 7. Diba? Especially when you're
Yes
doing
po.
schoolwork or you're cramming for your papers, ganyan. Apart from sleeping late, it's actually not getting enough sleep. Kasi ang recommended talaga is to get about 6 to 7 hours of restful sleep. Another one is eating food high in refined sugar or eating or drinking too much dairy. So ako kasi, food makes me feel good, di ba? And when you eat
Same.
yung mga ganyan na food, parang pag stress ka, parang may temporary, happiness. But yon, sabi nila kasi eating food high in refined sugar and yung dairy can cause a spike also in our hormones, which can, alam mo naman yung cascade din. And of course, yung stress. So alam naman natin that yung stress is unquantifiable. Everyone has a different degree of stress, but it is also known to stimulate your hormones, which can lead to breakouts. Ngayon, conversely, you may also engage in activities that are relaxing and that parang sort of free your mind off of these problems like yoga, sometimes iba yung meditation, ganyan, getting a massage, or trying to clock in at least, 6 to 7 hours of restful sleep. And of course, eating a balanced diet. So yun yung mga pwede mong gawin to sort of counter or go against yung mga hormonal changes na nangyayari sa'yo. And of course, using the right products and
Mhm.
ingredients.
Wow, I learned so much today. Thank you so much for answering all of my questions, Dr. Gail. So, just a quick recap of everything we've been learning today about acne. And okay, acne during puberty or your teen years is caused by a spike in your hormones, like when you get your period, if you're a woman, or if you're a guy, this causes excess oil production. And for the most part, adult and teen acne are caused by hormones. But in adults, stress, makeup, skincare products, medication, your diet can also be some of the factors. And also, heat and humidity can trigger excessive oil production and lead to breakouts. But in cooler climates naman, the one disadvantage is that it's dry, making skin prone to holding on to moisture and oil and clogging pores. And prevention is always better than cure, you guys. So if you want to prevent dark spots, always wear sunscreen and protective clothing and do not pick your pimples. And lastly, using skincare products with salicylic acid, niacinamide, sulfur, and the like are good for those who have hormonal acne or are in their teen years because it helps you take control of your skin. And Oxecure's advanced skincare solutions are a must try if you get hormonal breakouts or any breakouts in general because they're gentle but potent on various kinds of acne. So for everyone watching right now, if you want to try out Oxecure's advanced skincare solutions, it's available at Watson. So make sure you stay tuned until the end because we are gonna be having a giveaway and we'll be picking three winners to each receive one Oxycure Acne Solutions Complete Starter Kit. And if you did not know, the Acne Solutions Complete Starter Kit contains the facial liquid cleanser, silver soap, body acne spray, and acne clear potion. So you'll have a complete acne control kit already. And thanks again for that, Dr. Gail. Our viewers actually have a lot of questions about acne. So, guys, we'll move on to your questions already. So, feel free to keep commenting and we'll try to answer as much as we can. Okay, so the first question is, Doc, what are the factors to consider when choosing acne treatments?
Very important question because yun ang lagi kong sinasabi, even if like 10 people have acne, yung gamot sa kanila hindi naman pare-parehas. It's very individualized. So, you're right. There are many factors that you should consider before getting onto an acne treatment or before having an acne treatment. Number one is your skin type. So, yung mga may acne napapansin ko, it ranges from having combination to normal skin. Meron din instances na parang dry, pero bihira yon. Usually, yung mga may acne lesions are those with a combination to dry skin. Why is it important? Because you don't want to use products that are overly drying, especially kung hindi naman ganun ko-oily yung skin mo. Number two, syempre, your lifestyle and your habits. Are you always exposed to the sun? Are you always exposed outdoors? Masipag ka ba magpahid? Gusto mo ba ng maraming pinapahid sa mukha or gusto mo isa lang? And then number three, syempre, yung budget. It's very important din to consider your budget because anti-acne products, ano yan eh, there's a range. Merong sobrang mura, meron naman sobrang mahal. So, kailangan i-consider mo din yan. And of course, the severity of your acne. So, usually ako as a dermatologist, I always recommend that for those with mild to moderate acne, topical creams, products are okay. But once you cross over to moderate to severe, medyo kailangan na natin dagdagan ng maybe oral medications or even procedures.
Mhm.
So those are the main factors that you should consider before undergoing acne treatment.
Okay, someone also asked, is acne hereditary?
So, yung acne, hindi naman siya yung parang hereditary in a way na, nako, pag meron yung mga parents ko, for sure meron na ako. But, genetics does play a role. Meaning, if you have relatives that are oily and acne prone, mas mataas yung chance na pwede ka rin magkaroon ng ganun. Like, for example, ako, my mom's side, ano sila, oily and acne prone. Tapos sa dad side ko, hindi. So, parang it's a genetic lottery. So, medyo swinerte ako, di ba? Parang, mas naman ako
Yes.
ng dad. So, parang ganun siya. But yes, there is a genetics factor when it comes to acne.
Ito po, someone also asked, does touching your face really cause acne? I'm also curious.
So, touching your face per se does not cause acne. But, remember yung hands natin, hindi siya malinis. Kaya nga, di ba, parang we are advised to wash our hands, sanitizer, lalo na pag yung mga panahon ngayon, because we touch surfaces, we touch other things. So if you have an ongoing inflammatory lesion, like maybe mild acne, when you always touch your face, apart from running the risk of increasing inflammation kasi nga minamanipulate mo, pwede ka rin magdala ng oil, dirt, debris, and even more bacteria onto your skin, which can make existing acne lesions worse. So, for example, ikaw,
Mm.
Bella, wala ka naman acne, tapos tinouch mo yung face mo, ganyan, hindi naman ibig sabihin magkaka-acne ka na. But if you have an existing acne, be it mild, moderate, or severe, when you keep touching your face, mas lalala yung acne mo.
Okay, noted po, Doctor. How can you lessen being oily, especially when wearing a face shield and a face mask?
Nako, very common question at napaka-importante. Unfortunately talaga, wearing mask and face shield, it really, causes this environment that is ideal for bacteria and microbes to proliferate. Kasi, sipin mo, occluded ka, nakatakip ka, so parang recycled yung air mo, and it really builds moisture. So, ako, what you can do, for example, buong araw ka talaga kailangan naka-face shield and face mask, it helps to like maybe go to the bathroom and have a break and maybe wipe your face, ganyan. But make sure na walang tao kasi syempre we don't want naman to compromise yung health mo by
Yes.
removing it tas maraming tao just so you can pat your face. But you can do that. Another thing is to not use too drying products. 'Di ba? Parang for example, alis ka, lalabas ka, huwag ka na gumamit ng mga harsh cleansers that strip your skin of its oils because that can irritate your skin and maybe compromise it. So, yun yung mga pwede mong gawin. Ako, I advise that maybe you can use like blotting papers in the middle of the day. Just make sure that when you remove your mask or face shield, walang ibang tao or you're in an open space para naman hindi naman ma-compromise yung health mo. Mahirap talaga eh. I
Yes.
have patients na parang, Doc, I'm in the office 8 hours a day. Ano bang gagawin ko? So you can take a break once in a while. Yung ibang mga females, they use like pressed powder to blot the oil or blotting paper. So yun yung marirecommend ko.
Okay, so this is the last question na po. What's the best way to treat hormonal acne if you have dry skin?
Super totoo yan. Share ko lang, most of my patients with hormonal acne, they usually get acne here and on the jawline. Sabi nila, there's no definite theory why that happens, but there are, papers that say that because the blood supply daw is more on this area, that's why it develops there. But anyway, um, patients with dry skin do develop hormonal acne. And what you can do about that is to try to find out the source of your hormonal imbalance. So, that can be due to your menses or baka irregular menses ka or like you mentioned earlier, you can have endocrine disorders like your PCOS or pwede rin yung lifestyle mo, baka sobrang stressed ka, you're not eating healthy, you're not sleeping enough. So, the main way talaga to address is to find the cause. Because sometimes, especially for hormonal acne, yung acne is just a manifestation of your hormonal imbalance. So, pag na-correct mo yun, mawawala din yung acne mo.
All right, so that's all the time we have today. But I think sobrang naging informative nito, especially with the help of Dr. Gail. Grabe.
Thank
Again,
you.
guys, I just want to plug her social media. You guys can find Dr. Gail Robredo-Vitas on YouTube and on Instagram. She's at Irene Gale. So, guys, go and follow her. Her tips are really, really helpful. And whatever skin issue meron man kayo na acne related, may mga helpful tips and advice siya doon. So, thank you so much, Dr. Gail. I hope you had fun as well.
Yes, I did. And thank you din, Bella, for sharing your personal experience. I'm sure sobrang nakatulong siya sa lahat. Kasi iba-iba talaga yung acne journey ng mga tao.
Yeah.
So, once again, thank you for having me and I really enjoyed this live.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Gail. And don't forget, guys, if you want to try Oxecure's advanced skincare solutions, they're available at Watson stores nationwide. And you guys can also shop online via watsons.com.ph or with the Watsons mobile app. You guys can also use Watson's call and delivery service at select stores at watsons.com.ph. And as promised, guys, eto na ang voucher code. You guys can use Ox Anti-Acne 15 at watsons.com.ph or on the Watsons mobile app to get 15% off when you spend a minimum of 500 pesos on Oxecure products. And it's valid until August 6th. But if you guys want to go and buy it at a Watsons branch, you guys can still use the same code. Just screenshot the barcode and present it at any Watsons branch to get 15% off on your next Oxecure purchase for a minimum spend of 500 pesos. And again, it is also valid until August 6th. And guys, also, I'm sure gusto niyo na malaman who won our surprise giveaway today. But first of all, thank you so much to everyone who commented their questions. I hope Dr. Gail was able to help with your concerns. Anyway, our three winners for the giveaway are Kinsley Mengav, Julie Ann Trisha, and Fresi Erta. Congratulations to you three. You each won one Acne Solutions complete starter kit. So guys, please message Oxecure's official Facebook page with your name, contact number, and complete address. So guys, that's all of our time for today's live episode. Thank you so much for watching until the end. And for those who watched all four episodes of Oxycure Skincare Saturdays, thank you guys so much. And if you guys want to watch any of them again, they'll be available on Oxycure and Watson's Facebook pages. Really appreciate you guys. Now, do not forget to follow Oxycure at oxycure.ph on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or at oxycure_ph on Twitter. Thank you so much again for joining us for our final episode. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.